everyone, this is Elena and welcome back to the Immigration People's YouTube channel. So a couple of videos ago, we talked about how the Immigration People has expanded our team, and now we have two new arms, the Academic People and the Enterprise People, focusing on education consultancy and incorporation services for our foreign clients. So in today's episode, we're going to look through the lenses of the academic people about education consultancy in Singapore, why you need it, and how do you identify a good education consultant. So here's a fact. Singapore is home to some of the world's best educational institutions. For example, the National University of Singapore ranks among the top 11 universities worldwide based on the QS World Universities ranking in 2024. And in fact, 9 out of 10 international students in Singapore report satisfaction in their academic and cultural experience here. So this goes to show that Singapore is an excellent place for parents to send their children to pursue world-class education. But it is a fact that there are so many different types of schools in Singapore. We have from government schools to private schools to international schools. So how do you choose the right academic journey and school for your child to cater to their unique needs? This is where the academic people steps in to provide top-notch education consultancy services. So what is the role of an education consultant? Now, if you are a parent thinking to send your child overseas to study in another country, it is very important for you to be very familiar with the education system of that country. Now, for example, in Singapore, for our government public education sector, we have the streaming system. So in primary school, when you study until 12 years old, there is this primary school living examination that you have to take before you can proceed to secondary school level. And in secondary school, you spend the time there to take an examination called the GCE O-levels or N-levels. After clearing your GCE and or O-levels, you can choose to go to a junior college, whereby it's usually a 2-year education and you have to take an examination called the GCE A-levels. Or you can choose to go to a polytechnic, which is usually a 3-year course, and you get a diploma if you get to pass and complete the course. Or you can choose to go to the Institute Technical Education, and all these 3 different pathways can eventually lead you to going to a university. At a tertiary education level, we have our local universities such as the National University of Singapore and private universities. Now, as a parent, of course, you can do the research on your own, go on Google and get all the piecemeal information, or you can choose to work with a trusted education consultant so that you can be well-versed and well-informed of all the above information. Now, education consultants with their sort also have an additional value add, which is to bridge the gap of the parents' aspirations and the child's capabilities to identify the best schools for the child's academic journey. But here's the thing. Not all education consultants are the same. Now, at the academic people, obviously it's not our first rodeo as consultants. So over the years, we have learned to not just provide with what you think you need, but to provide what you didn't know you need, so that you as parent can have the best experience while your child can receive the right kind of support for their education needs. So over time, we have parents coming to share with us their not so great experiences with the other consultants in the market. And these experiences include, number 1, lack of personalized attention. Some of the parents have shared that the consultancies they went are just going through the motion and providing very generic advice that they don't feel like they're receiving much value add other than just some help with the paperwork. Number 2, unfulfilled promises. So here's a scenario. Of course, as parents, we always want to send our kids to the best schools out there. But there are some education consultancies who may not be that upfront, leaving a false impression for the parents thinking that their kids can enter these top schools. But more often than not, the education consultancy fails to do a proper assessment and analysis of the child's capabilities to determine whether they are able to enter these top schools. So what happens is that the school application gets rejected, the child gets stuck without a school to enter, hence wasting time for both the parents and the child. And having to reapply for another school or the same school again will again spend time and lots of resources. And finally, non-transparency. So some education consultancies do not have a very clear-cut, transparent, structured process to update parents on exactly what's going on and at which stage the application process is. So often, parents are left feeling bewildered and not knowing exactly what stage is their child's application process at. They don't know if their child has been accepted by the school, are they going to make it in time for the enrollment, and this is not something that a parent should be worrying about and have to deal with. Here at The Academic People, we take a very clear-cut and detailed approach. And here's how it goes. Firstly, we always go on an in-depth one-on-one session with the parent to truly understand their current circumstances, their needs, what's their short-term and long-term goals for their child, and to address any queries, questions, and concerns that the parent may have at this moment. Next, we have a proficiency test for the child to gauge and understand where they stand academically for core subjects such as English, Math, and Science. We also will have a personality test to understand the child's character, where their interest lies in, what their strengths are, and where they would like to develop in as well. Next, we will have a conversation with the child to understand them on a personal level and know where their hopes, dreams, and interests lie. Now, with all this information, we can then pick the right school for the child alongside with the parent and identify what are the gaps that the child has academically, for their desired school. So with all these gaps identified, we will introduce the right educator to work on these subjects with the child. When the educator gives the green light that the child is ready academically, this is when we will start to prepare for the school application. Now, with all this in place, the acceptance rate of the child getting into their desired school is greatly heightened. In fact, we dare to say that our rejection rate is very, very slim. And of course, throughout this whole process, we will be in close communication with the parents so they not only know exactly what's going on, but they can also best plan for their child's education needs. As parents planning for your child's education and future in this world, what you really need is a peace of mind. And here at The Academic People, we provide exactly just that. Not only we have a very good track record of placing students into top schools that align with their goals, but we also have a team of seasoned experts with deep knowledge and many years of experience in this field. So if you're a parent planning for your child's education in Singapore in 2025, I urge you to visit our website at theacademicpeople.com and schedule your one-on-one consultation with us today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in our next episode.